Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Recap for the week of April 12th until April the 19th. Let's begin with Baltic and their new Tricompax collaboration with Tour Auto 2024 limited edition. Tour Auto is a historic reincarnation of Tour de France automotive event. This event will take place every year and Baltic is one of their main sponsors. Last year in 2023, Baltic was also a sponsor for this event and they also did a limited edition for this event specifically. That model sold out within minutes. If you're watching this video on the date that it's released, this model will be releasing today in a few hours. Just check Baltic's website for more information about it because these watches do sell out quickly if you are interested in one of these models. I myself have one of these watches, not the limited edition, but the standard reverse panda, and I quite like this watch. There is of course a full video review of this watch, you can check it out on the channel. Other than the color scheme and a few other bonuses, there isn't much difference between this new limited edition and the watch that I have. Both of them come in the same case. It's 39.5mm in case diameter, 13.5mm in case height, and 47mm lug to lug. The case and the bracelet are made out of stainless steel. These watches are powered by the Sellita caliber SW510M, M standing for manual wind movement. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour and it has 63 hours of power reserve. In my opinion, these watches are very handsome. They're very heavily inspired by 1960s racing chronographs. You can definitely see a lot of similarities between this and some of those of vintage watches. This limited edition version features Tour Auto color scheme, blue, red, and white. If you buy this watch as part of the package deal, you also receive a couple of cool bonuses. Number one, you get a stopwatch. It's powered by the hand-heart, hand-wound movement, which is kind of cool, and it is a flyback chronograph. The second bonus you get is this dash clock that's also a timer, and this one is powered by the hand-wound Seagull ST3600 movement. So kind of cool to get these couple of bonuses. Now this is a limited edition, as I mentioned, limited to 500 pieces, and the watches are priced at 2,100 euros, which is similar price in US dollars. Now just to remind you, the regular version is priced at about 1,600 euros, so you're paying about 500 euro extra for this limited edition, plus the couple of cool bonuses. I think overall as a package, it's fairly reasonable. The new Omega Speedmaster Chronoscope Paris Olympics limited editions. Omega is of course the Olympics game official timekeeper. They're taking that role very seriously, and every 4 years, or actually every 2 years, because for winter and summer Olympics, we receive special or limited editions. In this case, we see a couple of new Speedmasters, but not just regular Speedmasters, these are the Chronoscope versions. Now, Chronoscope was released, I think, in 2021 as this new model, a subdivision of the Speedmaster. And now we have a couple of cool versions. There's the stainless steel one and they're rose gold, but they're not calling it rose gold, they're calling it moonshine gold. Each version is available on both the bracelet and the strap. So you can have the stainless steel version on the stainless steel bracelet or on the leather strap. You could also have the rose gold version on the bracelet or on the strap, which is kind of cool. Not a lot of companies give you that option, especially with the gold versions. Usually they force you to buy either one on the bracelet or one on the strap. You can't choose. Omega does give you that choice. Everything else besides the new color scheme and the material is pretty much the same as the standard Chronoscope. It still comes in the same case diameter, 43mm. It is also the same case height, 13mm in case thickness, and it's about 49mm lug to lug distance. So these watches do tend to wear larger, even larger than the Moonwatch. They are powered by the caliber 9908 or 9909 in-house hand-wound movements. They are master chronometer certified, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour and having 60 hours of power reserve. These movements are fantastic. They are proven workhorses. In terms of the availability, these are not limited editions, these are special editions, but of course we're not going to see these in stores in 5 years or so because we're going to have new Olympics on the way. So these are sort of for a limited time and with some limited availability. For the stainless steel version, there are two prices, one on the bracelet, one on the strap. So on the strap, it costs 10,400 euro. It's about the same in US dollars. And on the bracelet, it costs 10,800 euros. So about $400 difference between the strap and the bracelet. For the gold version, again, two different prices. On the bracelet, it costs 56,600 euro. And without the bracelet on the strap, it costs 36,000 euros. So yeah, quite a bit more than the stainless steel version. Out of the two, I honestly prefer the stainless steel one. I think it looks better. The new Citizen Super Titanium Small Seconds NJ0180 series watches. Okay, so these watches are actually really cool. At the first glance, they look like the Tissot models that were released a few years ago, and they're very popular. They're sort of that integrated bracelet design, but the Tissot models have a more rounded off case. Then if you take a closer look at this model, it almost looks like the Series 8 model. Again, kind of a new release from Citizen, but of course these ones have a smooth bezel as opposed to a GMT or a diver style bezel. On the Series 8, also Series 8 are larger watches. So this is sort of in between model. It's not quite as smooth and dressy like the Tissot models, but it's not as bulky and sporty like the Series 8. And for that, I really like these models. They also come in titanium cases. The diameters are super reasonable, 40.5 millimeters. They're also very thin, only 11 millimeters in case height. They're made out of super titanium. As I said, it's the proprietary version of titanium that Citizen makes. It's probably some sort of a combination of titanium and maybe some other metal, but essentially it's titanium with maybe a little bit more of scratch resistance. They are powered by the 8 series Miyota movements because, of course, Citizen owns Miyota movements. So these movements are not high beat movements, beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour. They have 21 joules and 40 hours of power reserve. Now, these watches feature that integrated bracelet design, kind of a cheap-ish clasp, but they do feature a display window, although I'm not sure if you really want to look at the Miyota 8 series movement. In terms of the pricing, they're priced at 430 euro, which is about the same in US dollars, and you have 4 different dials to choose from: the Tissot Seastar Powermatic 80, Wilson, and WNBA collaboration. The WNBA, which is the Women's League of NBA, is having their draft happening, and in honor of that, Tissot is releasing this limited edition or special edition. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this watch because it's essentially a Seastar with slightly different branding. It comes on the leather strap as opposed to the bracelet, and it comes on 2 different leather straps. There is the orange one or the white one. Both leather straps feature logos from both Wilson Company, which makes basketballs, as well as WNBA. But I think the cool part about these straps is that they have that texture like a basketball, which kind of looks different and unique. But I also really like the color scheme of this watch. If I was buying one of these watches, I'd probably switch it for the bracelet or switch it for a different strap, because I don't know if I want to have a Wilson logo on my watch. But the watch itself is actually pretty cool. It still comes in the same case, 40 millimeters diameter, 12.5 millimeters case thickness. They still have 200 meters of water resistance. They're still powered by the Powermatic 80, which is essentially a modified ETA 2824 with 23 joules, 21,600 vibrations per hour, and of course that 80 hours of power reserve. And in terms of the pricing, I think they're being very reasonable. It's $750 US. The Nivada Grenchen F77 Models. Nivada Grenchen is one of these brands that have recently been brought back to life. They used to be very popular, then they kind of went out of business, and now they're back, and they're releasing a lot of their vintage models with a modern twist, like these F77 models. At a first glance, yes, this does look a lot like the AP Royal Oak, especially with that bezel and the integrated screws. But if you look past that, I think these watches actually look pretty cool, and they offer quite a bit of value. So they're available for pre-order, I think, and each model is going to be available at a different time. Check out their website if you're curious, and no, this is not sponsored. I just thought that the watches looked kind of cool. So there are sort of different versions of this watch. There are watches with a titanium case and meteorite dials. There are also watches in stainless steel cases, and also stainless steel case and aventurine dial, which I actually think looks really cool. However, my favorite version is the titanium case with this sort of basket weave dial pattern. I think that one looks really cool. Now, I appreciate the fact that Nivada Grenchen actually kept the sizing of this watch sort of true to the original. They come in a 37mm case diameter. They're only 12.6 millimeters thick, 100 meters of water resistance. As I said, there are some titanium versions, some stainless steel versions, and the prices range anywhere between $1,300 all the way to about $1,700 for the meteorite dials. Those are the most expensive, and then you have a range in between. And that's it. Those were the watch releases that I wanted to highlight this week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what watch releases stood out to you. Maybe there's some watch releases that I missed. Leave your comments below. I always enjoy reading them. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.